Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your DevOps SRE DevSecOps coach. I have close to 18 plus years of experience working in multiple MNCs around the globe and having in-depth knowledge of DevOps, SRE and DevSecOps. So I would like to introduce you one certification program in a DevOps, and that is we call it DevOps Certified Professional. Now this is a 2 months of program, 25 tools of DevOps you will learn, and apart from that you will also get the access to the LMS, lifetime access to the videos portal. It's a certification program, and you will have 25 assignments and 2 projects along with it. It's a completely weekend program, so here you have classes on Saturday and Sunday. So as part of this course, you will learn multiple things. Here you see that you will learn Linux, AWS, Docker, Jira, Confluence, Python, Git with GitHub, SonarQube, Maven, Gradle, Packer, Artifactory, Selenium, JMeter, Ansible, Kubernetes, Helm, Terraform, Jenkins, Datadog, Splunk, and Neuralink. Now, how do we, apply for this? So how can you reach out to us? So you have a WhatsApp number and email ID. So please reach out to us, and we'll help you to onboard this program. Apart from this DevOps certified professional programs, we are offering other certifications as well in a DevSecOps, SRE, and one of the very comprehensive programs which we have is in Master in DevOps Engineering. Yeah, so feel free to get in touch with us and then enroll for it. Thank you.
Yeah, so how to consume container? That is something which you have to understand this. So understand this. There is some one concept I want to tell you. The concept of PID1. Okay, PID1. What is a PID1? Let me show you here. It's this one. If you see the PS table, this is the VM. This is the VM. Okay, this is the PID1. In Windows, first PID is your PID1. Let me show you. In Windows, this is the one. 4. This is the PID1 for you in Windows. So 0 after that any first process, which is the PID1 first process of the system. So 1 and 2 is not there because it got created and exited also. So what is the PID1? So very simple concept. Physical server, virtual server, container. Okay. So here physical server is running, mind it is running as long as PID1 is running. Okay. Very simple statement. Is running cause of PID1 is running. Virtual server is also running as long as PID1 is running, and container is also running as long as PID1 is running. So if PID1 is not running, your container is not running. Okay. If PID1 is not running, container is not running. So how to run PID depends on how to run PID in running state or run or exit. Remember, I am telling you 2 state: running state, keep on running, or run and exit. Here, that is decided by image actually. So you have to develop an image where the PID1 will be running, container will be running, PID1 will run and exit, container will exit, run and exit, something like that. Now here in the physical server, PID1 is your basically systemd kernel. In virtual machines also, PID1 is systemd daemon for it. But here in a container, PID1 can be anything. Anything means it can be Java, it can be Python, it can be Perl, it can be Bash, it can be something else. So if you look at this here, you have this is the PID1 for the virtual machines, and here you see it's systemd has been in it, initializing the system. Now if you look at this 4, this is the UC system, but in container if you see that Docker PS, that is HTTP foreground. So this is something which you have to always hard code this. So please remember that, else you'll not be able to work on it. Now, how to consume container? So take it simple. How what you do when you create a VM? What you do? Either you go inside, okay, or access the VM from using container network. Correct? This is something which you do. If let's say if you have a laptop, what you do? You go inside or access the laptop through the network. So same way you can do with the containers also. So there's one command which we have, exec command. So what is exec command will do? So exec command would execute executable inside a container. Okay, that is important. Inside a container. For example, there's one container which we have and Docker exec container ID ls. So this is running inside a container. Mind it. If I'm running df-get, so it's running inside a container. Let me show you the view. So it's running inside a container, not inside a in VM. This is running. So using exec command, you can run any command. So if you run, let's say Java. So here you have this error. What does that mean? That means inside a container, Java is not installed. Got it? All of you? Hello? Got it?
Yes, sir. Am I
Yeah.
audible?
Yeah. So here how to use exec command to go inside it. So you have to do docker execute what container ID contain ID. But what you want to execute? So let me tell you, remind you, you are a human. So if you want to go inside a container or VM or physical server also, you have to use bash shell. You have to use shell. It can be uh, any shell actually. It can be any shell. Right now I'm using bash, and you have to tell, hey, I want to interact with it. So here you are saying, hey, Docker execute what bash inside which container in an interactive way. So now I'll do the same thing. So look at my screen. Docker ps this is the container. Docker exec hyphen it interactive way container id and bin bash and sorry spelling path issues. Where are you right now?
Apache 2.
Inside a container.
Check.
See, inside a container. Earlier I was in the VM machine. Right now I'm inside a container. Okay, and come out of it. Go inside. Come out of it like this. So you got inside a container, right? Now how can you access the container from outside? So there is one command which is available. Docker inspect container ID. This will command will show you all the complete detail of containers. Enter. This is the IP address. So can you access this? curl http. It's Apache, right? I can access on 80 port. See you. I can access. But this same IP address will not work in the outside. Why? Let's understand this. Here, what happens? This is your home. Understand this. This is your VM, I mean laptop or VM, and this is your container you are running inside this. So container is creating their own network inside the VM. So here, if you see that their own network they created, and any number of containers, if you run it, it will be accessible inside a inside the machine also. And because and you are somewhere here in the home, some different container, different machine, or let's say, so you cannot access, okay, this you can access this node because this network is coming from home network or something, but you cannot go inside it. It's a different network altogether. So container runs in their own network default. So what to do? Same thing will do what everyone is doing, like AWS, Google Cloud, Azure, port forwarding. So can I access the host machine? Yes. So host machine, can I access this host machine? Can this access this container? Yes. So here I'll port forwarding this place, and here I'll say, hey, for the host network, I'll go for 80 port and transfer to this container, that container, and so on. So how do we do that? So here you can do Docker run pd -d -p external port internal. Now the question is, what is Docker run and what is d, what is p? Let's discuss about it. So run means, understand that run means it has a multiple behavior. When you run, it's a shortcut command. It will do the pull, it will create a new container, it will start the new container, and you will attach to that container also. Okay. Remember, run always create a new container. It is a shortcut command for doing everything.
Sir,
Okay. So
attach
now
means
if you,
what?
huh?
Attach means what, sir?
Attach means you become a container. You become container. For example, let me show you. So here, Docker run. So this will create a new container. So you remove that, you create a new container, start it, and attach also. Right now, enter. I was a bash. See, I become a Apache. You lost the console, your own console. You're a bash. Now you are a bash, and you are, this is a PID one. Control C will kill PID one, and then this container you see it got exited. See, exited because you kill the PID one. So now you say here, hey, you don't want to attach. What to do? So deattach. Do not attach. So that's all. So now here if you see, not attaching, one container, two container, three container, four, shortcut command. See it, and so many containers.
It's the
So did you
same
understand
content.
now? Say
Sir,
new
not
container, new container.
sir, not understanding between attach and detach.
Attach means who are you right now? Yes, I'm this. I'm a bash shell right now. When you attach, so here what is container? You'll become this guy. Container is running this process, so you'll become that one. Got it?
Okay.
So let me
That
use another
container name we are not giving, na? It's
ah,
automatically picking up container name.
automatically automatically. You can give it container name also. Okay. So now if you don't want to attach you do it for the troubleshooting and all for the container. So you don't want to attach -d. So now you understood this command. It will create, pull, create, start, and do not attach. Now then we have to map the port mapping. So this is the host port mapping. Container I know it has to be same 80 port. So if you want to create one more container, 81, 80, this will be same. So here I am exposing two containers. One is at 80 port host port, another one is 81 port. Okay, so let's do this. So one container, second container. Now if you see that container which is exposed and which is not exposed, the difference, look at this. Here the container which is having exposed, you will have this entry. The container which is not exposed, you will have a no entry as such. Okay, so now can I access the container on 80 port and 81 port? So what is the host IP address? So host IP address is here, and then port number 80. So this is the sorry, my bad, copy paste mistake. This is the address, and next one is 81 port, right? See, there is the second container. So you are able to access because of port forwarding from outside. So this is representing the node port. This is the container port, no, and this is run. We use it just to save time. Are you understanding, all of you?
Sir, can you repeat it again? This one,
Yeah,
Docker run.
I will repeat. I'll repeat it one more time, but I'll use this different image for that. So this time let's use the Ubuntu image. So Docker, I just said Docker. Let me do one thing. Let me clean that all this. So Docker, Docker stop and remove all containers. DevOps. Anything questions? If you put the DevOps tool, you'll have a right results or quickly. So I'm removing all the containers, stopping all the containers for clean demo. Remove all the containers. Done. So now if you see that here, I do not have any containers. Docker ps -a, you see no containers. Now I'll use one container for the demo at Ubuntu. So what I'm going to do, Docker run. First I'll run Docker run. Docker run Ubuntu. What will happen? Look at it. Downloading the image. Image was not there. And you see here, ps container is not running. PSA container exited. Exited with 0. That means this container exited means it has run, then exited. Why exited? Because of this container has a bin bash. Remember I said one simple rule. As long as the PID one is running, container is running. So here bin bash was not running as a daemon mode. So bin bash got exited. Because of that, container also got exited. So that's what I said. Which container will exit and which container will keep on running, decided by image developer. Okay. So in Ubuntu, here they set the bin bash. So it will run and exit. So container will also exit. That's the reason here. So, and here it can be anything. So last time I showed you it was HTTPD. Now we have a bin bash. It can be Python here, PHP, Java, anything it can be. So now the question is, how can we run this container? So here I will run this container in a simple way. I will interact with this container. An IT and bin bash. Look at it. So interact means IT and bin bash. So here I'm saying, hey, Docker run interactive way container from Ubuntu and winner with a bin bash. Where are you right now? You are inside a container, and you see that this is something which you are. You are a PID one. If I run exit, container will exit. Okay, let me show you. See. Why? Because I was a PID one and I exited. PID one container got exited also. Now again, let me create a new container. Where are you right now? Look at it. Where are you right now? You are inside a container. Now, how to exit container without killing the bash? How to do that? So there is one trick is there, which is called Control PQ. See that? And you see that container is still running. See? So Control PQ. Control PQ will help you to exit the container without killing the shell. So that way, here what has happened? Look at this here. I interacted with the container, bin bash, it is running right now, and then Control PQ, I did it. So what has happened? Container is still waiting for me, so for interaction, but I come out of this shell and this guy is still running it. It's not exiting it because I never give any command for that. So this is something which you have it. So now what to do? So I will shortcut. You don't want to do all this thing. A shortcut, what you can do, -itt means interact with the container and then detach mode. So you don't have to go inside that, saving time. See here, saving time. Are you understanding all of you? Hello?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So attaching means attached to this command PID1. Detaching means don't want to attach to this, detach it. So saving time.
Win and win. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So now guys, how to consume container? What you can do, you can go inside it. You can access from the internet also. I mean, a network also. You can expose to the uh, outside also -p options, and that is done. Any questions so far, all of you? Any questions so far?
Sir, sir, Docker run -p 80:80. So first one is the host port number and the second one is the container port number, right?
Yeah, yeah. So host, you cannot utilize same port again and again. You have to change it. Container will be running with the
Same, so same port.
yeah. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now guys, there are some commands which I'll teach you now for monitoring purpose. So for example, there is a containers running. You want to see the logs of it. So Docker logs and this container ID you can run it and you see the logs. Right now there's nothing. If you run this Docker run -d httpd. So you don't have to put it in httpd because httpd is a daemon. Running will not exit. So here this is the container Docker logs and here see that logs. You access this container Docker inspect inspect IP address curl 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit. Now look at the logs. Save 3 hits. Okay. So this is a way you can check the logs. If you want to check the which
So
container is
this
consumed
log
now,
are in
tell me.
this is in where log or it is picking up from somewhere else?
No, this is the PID1 log. This is the PID1. The PID1 is running
Okay.
with HTTP. That's it. That's the PID1 log. Okay. So now if you want to, uh, you know, play with some other containers, I'll teach you this way. Let's say Docker run Python. So here you see that Python image will be downloaded. So I don't have a Python. You don't have to install the Python in the current version or different version. Let's say 2 is installed in your base machine. 3 you can get it in a container, run it, and simple. So that way it will be easier for you. See here. So here this container will be exiting, I guess, because it's not a daemon, right? See here, got exited. So what you can do, you can something like this you can run and some Python code you can pass it. Yesterday we covered the Python, right? All of you? No, okay, it's a different batch. So some Python code you can write it. Just I'm looking for some code actually quickly to run. Just let me create this. What is this command line? Oh, Python is not installed actually. That was a error actually. Okay, so no, it's installed. No. Okay, it's not installed actually. That's the problem. Okay, so Python 3. Python 3 is installed. Okay, so let's try Python 3. So Python 3 hyphen help, and here uh, run Python in and terminal. So I'm just trying to find out the command for run Python terminal. Okay, let's give it this one. It's not available. So for example, let me put it up this way. Let's take another example. Docker run git. There's another image. Okay, this will also git is not available. So I have to search for it. Docker hub git. So this is the image available. So now see that here. So Docker run this image. Run will have a pull automatically done. So this image, this container will have a look at this. So this container got exited. So after running this one, so can I run something else? So here Docker run alpine git and init. Okay, enter. And now see here one repository got created. Here git. So you can run anything as such, and then work can be completed. So you pass the parameter and it completed the work. So it is created initialize the git repository inside a container. So that way you can use it many things. Python image you can pass the some script command and something. Are you understanding all of you?
Yes, understanding. But
Yeah.
you have a cheat sheet for the command line step by step. Oh,
Yes.
Rajesh.
So all the cheat sheets is available here, and Docker here. You can check it out. And now in the blog recordings anyways you have all these Docker tutorials you have it here. So go through the recordings, do that as it is this recording, and then follow this also. Okay, so now uh, we did how to consume containers. Now what should be the next? So you go inside a container, access from the containers. This is important statement, and so on. Also, I showed you some of the commands for troubleshooting the containers. So what next? So now we'll have to work with the volumes. Okay, volumes. So let me teach the volumes, Docker volumes. So what happens? Let me show you here. I'm going to store some content in the container. Let's say this container I'm opting for it. So there's one file which you see here. This is the file, okay? And I'm going to copy inside a container. So how do I copy? Docker cp index.html, and inside this container under env I copied. Can we validate that whether I copied or not? So Docker exec container id ls emp. See here. So you got this one index.html. So I copied this one. So file is copied, but what I wanted uh, to and this is a very important file, okay, mind it. But the problem is what will happen, docker stop, look at this, and docker remove.
Mario.
Yeah, still stopping it, and docker remove. What has happened, that was a very important file actually, but because the container got removed or crashed, so I lost that file. Now there is no way I can get that file. So this issues is there in a, we call it a data persistency. So because if you lose the data, you
So
will get.
I have a question right here. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Let's say a container is crashed, right?
Mhm.
So if the container crash, those logs where we can find and then how to crash it, anything like that report where can we find, and then next thing is we got the data loss, right? To prevent that things, what do we have?
Same thing I was telling you. Yeah. So the problem here is data. We stop the container, remove the container, data is lost forever. How to save the data persistent beyond the life cycle? That means question is very simple. How to save the data beyond the life cycle of the container? Life cycle means container is dead, deleted, but my data should not be lost. So for that we have a volumes. What is a volumes? So docker volumes ls. So now these are the volumes which you have. Now what I'm going to do, we have so many commands are there. So here you can create a volumes, inspect the volumes, list the volumes, prune the volumes which is not used, delete the volumes also. So now I'm going to prune the volumes because all this volume is from the last session, and yes, I'm sure about it. Done. So now if you see that I have no volumes except 3. Where is being used? I think I need to check. Uh, Maybe some of the containers is being used. So I'll delete the containers also. So let me do one thing. I'll stop the container one more time and finally delete the container. Done. So right now I don't have any container. So let me check the volumes we have it or not. So no volumes. Good. So here you can work with the volumes. You can create a volume, inspect the volume, list the volume, own the volumes, remove the volumes. Now these volumes will not be deleted. Mind it. Even though if you delete the container, let me prove it. So I'm going to create a volumes. Now creating a volumes, what is the name you want to give it? This volume. So create dev volumes. Look at this. And ls. See, a volume is created. Now this volume will be created inside ls var lib docker volumes. These locations. You see a dev is there. So this is the volume we created. I'll create one more volume, QA volume. Now anything you store in this volume will not be deleted. So how do you use this volume inside a container? So let's create a container docker run -itd ubuntu, and then this is the command to run ubuntu container -v for volume. Which volume you want to mount it? Dev, where inside a container opt run. So here opt run. So here this is the docker run -v dev opt ram. So ram is the place inside a container, opt ram, and dev is the volume name. Look at this. Okay, so now you created a container with a new volume. Look at my screen here. Now I'll go inside the volumes container. So exit -it this container and bin bash. Right now where I am volumes. inside a container. df-ph. Look at this opt round. Here you have this one. So anything you store here, it will be persistent beyond the life cycle of the container. So here, touch. I'm creating some important file. Just ignore it. And here's so many files I created. These all are very important. Okay. You can type control PQ or exit because no problem. So here, the container, if you see that, it's running. And now I want to show you this one ls var lib docker volumes. What was the volume? I mounted it dev. So dev data. See that this file is in the host machine in these locations. So now what will happen if I delete the container? So let me stop the container, stop this container, and remove the container. Sorry, RM, remove the containers. So now if you see that data is still there, docker volume ls still there. Now you can attach this volume to some other containers and use it. Here, I'm attaching. You can attach multiple volumes also. So fnv qa to here opt push see, and then you can see that docker execute container id ls opt. See the creation down both you have inside a container. So this way you can persist the volumes and beyond the life cycle of containers. Are you understanding, all of you?
So once the container is set up, right, we don't have to worry about these things like volumes or anything like that, right?
Yeah, volumes you have to create it and mount it. Actually, this
Create and
volumes,
mount.
right? So this volumes, actually this is called volume type is volume. Actually, you can store the data in the host machine any places. Actually, let me show you. So docker run here hyphen -itt and Ubuntu. So this is a container. Now let me add the volumes. Here volume where, so here opt raj inside a container opt ram. Look at this. So here what is happening? This volume will be created in the host machine, and this location will be inside a container. Anything you stored in the opt ramu, you can store in the opt raj also. Yeah. See here nothing is there. Now let me store it something in the container. So docker execute this one touch opt ramu something, and you see ls sorry, see this here FFF. So you can mount that not only the volumes which I created earlier, but any location of the host machines also you can mount it. Are you understanding, all of you? Yeah.
Okay.
So so now I taught you how to use containers and how to store it, how to persist the data of the container beyond the life cycle of container. Now, next topic, which is how to
I,
create,
I
how
have a
to
quick
create,
questions right here.
yeah,
We can host the database as well, right, in the container.
yeah, why not? So there's a MySQL database is there. So here, let me show you. So MySQL, Oracle, Postgres, what you want, everything images you will find free of cost. Here it is, official image. And this is MySQL database. Docker run MySQL -d add it. So it will be see here. Docker run name of the container -d image name. Now these are some of the environment variable inside the container is needed, like a password and all. You are passing it. Got it?
Good.
anything you can run. You have 1 lakh images for what? For all these applications only, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now what is the next question? So next question is how to create an image, because you played with image which is I got it downloaded from hub.docker.com. So that is something, how to create an image. Okay, and then how to share an image if you create it, how to share an image. Okay, so these are the 2 questions I'm going to help you to answer with. Before that, any questions, any doubts, any clarification you need, feel free to ask. All of you.
If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video.
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest.
Thanks for watching.